times have changed and we're old now. I think our heat's getting cold now, and now I'm just in love with your cold shoulder.
Cause we fight and then we make love. We break up and then we 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck, nobody can change us. Love it when we hate fuck, nobody can change us. Love it when we hate fuck,
Nobody can change us. I cannot fall asleep without you by my side, but when you're here I'm all cold. Yeah, we got something special, but I cannot be the main act in a role. Tell me what you gonna do when they catch us, when they pull out big guns and they blast us. The final end to our mad love, mad love. Cause we fight and then we make love. We break up and then we 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck, nobody can change us. When we dance and then we fall hit the speed and then we slow down. 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck, nobody can change us. Love it when we hate fuck, nobody can change us. Love it when we hate fuck, nobody can change us. Cause we fight and then we make love. We break up and then we 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck, nobody can change us. When we dance and then we fall hit the speed and then we slow down. 2 o'clock and now we're day drunk. Love it when we hate fuck, nobody can change us.
Hello, hello, and welcome to Tier 2 in Japan. It's the third race of the season. It's me, Martin, and today I'm joined by...
Me, Mr. Ratty Man.
After his survival of Japan, he has decided to join me to watch Tier 2 try and survive. I want to see some clean racing, is what I want to see. But... wow, rude. But I think, without further ado, as you can see right now, Rosu leads the drivers' standings, with Ule in second and Hugendorf third after his race win. And then in the constructors, Alfa Romeo are leading the charge with Aston Martin just behind. What are your feelings upon as the Tier 2 season is going, Mr. McLaren TP?
I think it's very... I think it could be very spicy. I think we saw a lot of mistakes by some fast drivers last race. So I think we could be in for a bit of a treat. I think there'll be a bit of a mix-up from the qualifying grid for the race finish. A bit like what I've seen.
A bit of drive to survive, quite literally.
Yeah.
Oh, and they cannot hear you on this tab. I have just dawned on me.
Oh my lord, how rude. That entire time.
They can hear you now. He's very... No, it was... you could hear him coming through my headset. Oh, I've been added. Oh, fuck's sake. Someone has joined late.
Who?
Someone... the Ferrari reserve didn't... Because it's meant to be Lurgestam, isn't it? But the Ferrari reserve has asked me to accept him. But he hasn't... just now,
okay.
literally in public.
Well...
I was expecting Lurgestam.
You get on the commentate and I'll sort him out.
I've already added him.
Yeah,
He just has to join now. But Japan is looking very cloudy for the qualifying, a bit like it is outside my window, because I can hear thunder. So, who do you reckon's going to put it on pole? That is the question.
Ooh, I think if we're going off like previous races and previous seasons, I think we could be looking at either. I think Harris has been pretty feisty in the qualifying sessions. So is Vlad. Vlad getting quite unfortunate in Australia with some track limits and stuff. I think we can also see maybe Chappers up there. Maybe Skalski. Skalski's got some good pace at the moment. I think he got P6 in the Tier 1 race. I mean, only 9 people finished it, or, well, 8, but...
Yeah.
You know,
And the first
still to be up there in Tier 1. It's
going
impressive.
to be... McWilliams is going to be the first car as they all start to pour out now. McWilliams will be the first car onto the track. So, for all those wondering who the dirty that Vendesi Mark is, that is the Ferrari... Vizendi Mark is the Ferrari reserve who sent me a friend request after the race had begun.
I'm going to try and get a poll set up for qualifying.
Alright. So chat, what do we think the... who's going to win this? Who do you boys think is going to capture the dub? It's a nice big track, so there should be less clustering around the track as well. I believe that is Skalski behind. No, Skalski slightly further back, sporting a special Japan helmet, pink and red, with a little bit of white on it. Has Ule gone for a special one as well? Let's have a look. Ule, I don't believe has. Some people choosing to sport special helmets. It's just interesting to try and work out who has what. But McWilliams now is about to start his flying lap, sporting a very green helmet. all 19 cars are on the track right now. So it's a very busy track. Everyone's going to be jostling for position. McWilliams, though, with clean air in front of him as things stand. So let's see if we can get a little bit of snap of oversteer through turn 5, by the looks of it. As everyone is bunching up, trying to not have a car right in front of them, coming around the start-finish line there. McWilliams sets the baseline of a 1:32.7 though. For the first sector. Tricky sector 2, you can easily invalidate on that corner there. Manages to keep it within the lines though.
Yeah, qualifying around here is just really, really hectic.
Both the AlphaTauris have spun on round 2. Turn 2, both AlphaTauris have spun.
Oh dear.
I didn't catch it on stream, but I can see the yellow flags and 2 stationary AlphaTauris. And a Red Bull.
It's not looking good for the Red Bull family over at turn 1.
Turn 1 is turn 2. But McWilliams, of course, the first car on the track, setting the purple sectors. He's going to throw down the baseline for people to try and beat. And there's a Ferrari in the wall now there. And McWilliams is going to put it with a 1:30.0. But it's Ule next, and Ule goes at a 1:29.6.
Yeah,
After
impressive
that,
from Ule.
Monk setting an even slower time. Elsom goes 1:29.9. Who's next? As Chappers goes 1:29.6 as well. So Ule Chappers very close to one another. Who's next? Kopf is probably one to look out for. Scoutsy's coming to the pits. It'll be Wilson Smith is actually the next car to come around.
Oh,
and
McWilliams is off at turn 7.
McWilliams is off in turn 7. Oh no. And Rosu only goes P3 on his first lap. The next car to look for, there's chaos as Matthews currently has set a purple sector 2 with 2 cars in front of him. A slow Ferrari.
I think we're about to have Hugendon's invalidated his first lap and is heading back into the pits.
And no, Matthews has gone in as well. So it's going to be Harris is the next car to come across the line. It's not looking like too strong of a time. It's a 1:30.8. Binder now. Binder with a little bit of a scruffy front wing. A 1:59. How do I say that name?
Vizendi
is backed off of his lap. So the next car is going to be Alsop as he comes across the line now.
Spin for Harris as well. Turn 6 in the barrier.
Harris somehow avoided getting damaged there by the looks of it. Very lucky.
Yeah, just barely. Maybe some rear wing damage, but I don't think that will really matter in qualifying. I don't think you can get it in qualifying actually.
I don't know.
Yeah, anything like that in the race, that could be race ruining around here. The downforce you need through that first sector.
Oh, he's
lost it. Maybe there is damage. Rear wing damage.
That won't be good because that is not a very competitive time. He doesn't look so. I think he's letting the car go through.
That's good. Okay.
But we caught that one bang on stream.
I just want to say, oh, he's nearly lost it again. There's a new command in chat. If you do !vote poll 2, you can vote on who you think's going to get pole here today.
Votes will close with 5 minutes left in the session.
Yep.
So
Make
who's
sure you
on a
get your
lap?
votes in now.
Who is currently on a lap? Elsom's on a... Doesn't look like a fast lap. Oh my god. Connor, I want you to let you know I've got torrential rain.
Torrential rain?
Outside my house. That might cause the issues. That I am having thunderstorms and lightning. So I'm very much hoping. Aren't you lucky? There's a yellow flag though. Is it Harris again? Harris again.
He was just letting people through, I think.
But I think Elson was about to start a lap now. Or is he on a lap? He's 2 temps up by the looks of it.
Yeah, Elson coming across the line now. He's going to be able to set maybe a sub 20. Yeah, here you go, into a 29.7 for Elson there. Push himself up a position. Alpine's looking very strong around here at the moment. There's a nearly contact between Elson and I think that's McWilliams at turn 1. right on the racing line there, but he
And
just got out of the way in time.
Skowski is the next car on lap. As we see, he's coming through the first sector, the technical sector. Let's see.
Oh,
See what he's able to do here. Doesn't touch that exit curb on that final left-hander. And he's this is his home race, by the way, Connor, for Skowski.
yeah, sure.
The biggest weeb on the server. He's here to represent those for Japan.
There is a few other strong contenders for that role, but we won't get into that.
I mean,
he might. Is he going to get blocked by Mercedes here?
I hope not.
The Merc doesn't seem to want to get out of the way. He does now, but definitely might have lost him a few hundredths of a second through Spoon there.
Yeah, Spoon is where you don't want a car right in front of you, realistically, for the dirty air. But let's see what Skowski can do through the final few corners now. Takes it nice and tight. He isn't going into the pits this time. He's sub 129, P5, even though there would seem to be someone in the way. And it looks like we've got a spin. And it's Sander still has spun. And he's letting now all the cars. And in the background there was a big spin. And it was hard to work out who it was.
I think it's an Alpine. Alpine, I think. I think it's Chappers. He's just collected himself and gone back onto track.
He did he got very sideways in the background of the shot then. So who's next on lap? It's Chaos trying to find out who's on a lap. Because Potts is starting one now. No, Potts has just set one, which is a 131. I think it might be Ule. No, Ule's on lap and he's currently our fastest driver and he's just set a purple sector 2. Connor.
Yeah, Ule's on fire today.
Oh, Jehovah's all slaps it in P3.
There you go. The AlphaTauris just needed to collect themselves. I think they got a bit spooked by those spins maybe at turn 1. But yeah, Jehovah's all showing what you can do. It's Ule sets a new fastest lap, but then it's beaten by Venzendi.
The Ferrari reserve just puts it right in there. You got a nice toe through 130R right behind the back of Ule. And he's showing that he's here to play. Next up is going to be, I think, the Haas pairing as the Haas of Wilson Smith goes. Peter didn't improve there. I think he's on his lap now, but he's got an Alpine just came out of the pits in front of him.
Drunky Monkey up to the line. He sets a 129.8, so he puts himself up into the top 8 now. As
McWilliams are almost matching for time.
Yeah, the two Aston Martins looking very competitive out here. I like McWilliams' helmet. It really stands out in that car.
Very green.
Yeah, it suits it.
I tell you now, finding out who's on a lap on this track is the hardest thing ever.
Oh yeah.
I think Coffey's on a lap though, as we've got yellow flags in sector 1-2. As there is a spinning Aston Martin.
I believe Potts has just improved by over a tenth, but to no position gain.
And Kopf improves to P12. So Kopf now gained a couple of tenths, puts him high up the order. You've got to remember that Alsop and Monk both have grid penalties to serve. Monk with a 5 place and Alsop with a 3 place. So as things stand, Alsop will be in the back of the grid and Monk will lose a lot of this positions that he's gained. Rosu's not on a lap. McWilliams is on an in lap.
I think Harris is on for a good lap here.
Alright, we're going to switch to Harris.
Had the competitive time from him. He's usually up there in qualifying. He'd be looking to improve. Williams going very strong this season, it must be said. And I'm sure he'd be wanting to carry that momentum into Tier 2. As he heads into Spoon. Just got to make sure the back end of the car doesn't step out under the power on the exit here. And he does it nicely. Not really using the track to its full extent.
But holds it
we've
nice
got some
and
yellow
tight.
flags there as the Aston Martin pulls off to the left. As he heads
It's
into
a
a beautiful flat out corner here, 130R, as he heads down and into the Casio triangle. When he get the braking right here, doesn't use that curve as much as he could, but it's still done very nice and tidily. As he heads around the final corner now to open that DRS for a very short run to the line, but it's only a 130.0.
I think
P10.
he's struggling in sector 1. He's very loose there. So possibly struggling a little through that first sector, and he's gaining the time back through sector 2 and 3 because he had a stonking second sector.
Yeah, I just want to point out this is going to be the last few minutes now before we close the votes for pole position. So make sure you get your votes in now. Exclamation mark pole 3, or sorry, pole 2 in chat.
Oh,
and Harris has spun. Yeah, the back end of that car not looking too stable through that, and no, I think it's bitten him in this quali. But let's see how he can do in the race. The straight line speed around here is what you need to get the moves done and hold people off. So
Elsom, I think, is on possibly not on a lap here. He doesn't seem to be going as fast as he was.
Both Haas drivers now, I believe, come around to finish a lap. Reese hasn't set a good time. Then neither of them have going to improve. So both Haas might be pulling off into the pits. Yeah.
So it's the Huveniers is on a lap though. Huveniers will be the next person to cross the start-finish line, and he's a little bit loose through the end of spoon, but his helmet looks very nice in that Ferrari, I might say.
Yeah, a little bit of the red and a hint of yellow in that as he comes through. And Hugendorn's retired.
Oh, Hugendorn's binned it on the. He's got too much curb on that double right-hander under the bridge and done a Carlos Sainz by the looks of it.
Yeah. But as here comes Souvenirs up to the line now. Is it going to be a sub 130 for him? It is up into P3. A 1-3 for the Ferrari drivers at the moment. I think we're about to have Matthews come through and set his first lap of the session as well. It's looking not too bad as he heads up to the line. I think it's going to be a 130, 130.4 from him, puts him into the top 15. And yeah, just a few tenths off his teammate. But the Williams seem to be struggling out here. Usually a bit of a force to be reckoned with in qualifying, but
Sanderstill's the next on lap as well, and he's coming through the Casa de Triangle. Would you be able to get the screenshots as well, Connor?
I will, don't you worry, mate.
Yes. But Sanders still making a drive for the line. He's found a new lease of life, goes up to P14. Last season really wasn't Sanders Still's season, but he does seem a lot more on the pace as the top 13 all currently separated by less than a second.
Yeah, Chapper's into the pits, and I think that's going to be it.
And
until we start seeing people coming back at the garage.
Sanders still has done another spin in turn 2. It seems to be not his favourite corner. Let's see if we can catch that again quickly. Or we would not, as the replay has decided not to show. Okay, the replay is not working for me, Connor. Yes, I'm a bit worried.
I'm not too sure. We'll sort it out in the break between quali and race. I think it might have you got the instant replay on show?
I didn't. I know what I've done wrong, Connor.
Okay. We'll sort it out after this. The next person to set up is going to be Elsom, who's leading the second wave of qualifying, I believe. The sun still flies past, but is going to be on the in lap. So Elsom is the furthest one out on his out lap at the moment. Going very slow. Maybe not wanting to do too much damage to his tyres. Because I think you get about 3-4% on an outlap here, so it's pretty bad. But
tyre deg on this track is heavy.
Yeah, for sure.
It's a long track, but it's a fast track, so you really feel it in the tyres. Unless he's trying to avoid this queue of cars that is just coming out now.
Yeah, possibly that too. Trying to leave it as late as he can, but he is going to be the first driver to set the last lap.
Will Sanders still have enough time to get back out?
I'm not too sure. I'm just going to point out that the person that got the most votes today is Rosu with 100% of the votes.
Wow.
So no pressure, Rosu, but you've got to step your game up here.
As Elsom has started his lap now through the first few corners, holds it nice and steady. Bit of a snap of oversteer though on the exit of turn 2 as he comes through the winding S's section now. Let's see if is he going to be a little bit of a greedy goblin and gobble up the curbs.
No, stays nice and clear and hooks it in to turn 7 now. Don't want to take too much of that exit curb there as he wants to keep it nice and tight to the inside white line here. And then downshift one time into this tricky but amazing double right-hander. Get back on the power there, but not too much curb. As he hooks it around into the hairpin now. Very tricky corner. There's a lot of different lines you can take, but he's going to take the inside line and try to run wide a little bit onto that outside curb, which is what I do. It's a nice little satisfying moment when you get that corner right.
And now
As
he's
the,
coming into the long left-hander of Spoon. Let's see if he can nail it, as we currently have 17 cars on the track. He's avoided all the traffic. He gets a nice exit through Spoon. Now he's going to be driving through this long straight up to the flat-out corner of 130R. It is very satisfying when you get this corner right.
4 tenths up is the Alpine driver, so he's on track for a 29.3, 29.2 maybe, if he can get this really well.
Final few corners.
Could be up there in the top 3 at the end of this lap, but here he goes up to the line now. Andreas Ellison, what he's going to manage to set is going to be a 29.1 to put himself on provisional pole, and we're going to have Huveniers to do his next lap with 29.5 from him. So he's moved.
No, Huveniers was on an outlap. He's
an
timed
outlap.
it to perfection. He's now starting his lap.
The current P2 is Vizendi has just spun on his final lap, so that's going to be him done for qualifying. As I think we're about to have Ule's not going to improve, so it's all up to Skalski.
He's improving though, but is it enough? Skalski P7. Next up is going to be a Red Bull of either Koff or Binder.
It's
Koff, then
Koff,
Binder.
yeah. Heading through the Casio triangle now. Oh, he's cut it, so that's going to be it for him.
So it's going to be Binder next to
Binder loses the rear end a little bit. On entry to the corner. Just up 4th, 5th, 6th. Up to the DRS line. Opens that onto the line. It's a 30.3 from him. Up into P14. Bit of an improvement there from him as Vlad improves to P4.
McWilliams isn't improved. It's going to be an AlphaTauri next of Jehovahzul.
Jehovahzul doesn't improve.
Harris improves, but it's only P10.
Chappers across the line to go onto the provisional pole. It's an Alpine 1-2 here in Japan. Can the Mercedes pair do anything about it? Monk P10. Potts doesn't improve. Stays P12.
Matthews next. Doesn't improve. Alsop doesn't improve.
There.
So it's going to be... There's one guy... No! Mark. No.
That's it. That's it. He spun. He spun at the start of his lap. So that's going to be it for qualifying.
Front row lockout for the Alpines. We know they're in financial turmoil, so they really need to put it together.
But yeah, that was a qualifying performance from Alpine there to get the last 2 laps in when everyone else was struggling. We saw Ferrari's making mistakes. The 2 Alfa Romeos not up there. Ule, who looked so strong at the start of this session, couldn't get that last lap in, and it's really cost him there as he's dropped down a couple positions. But
the 2 of them split by less than half a tenth between front 2. The Dandy might be kicking himself for spinning in that last lap, because who knows what he could have done. And then it's Ule in 4th, Rosu 5th, Huveniers 6th, McWilliams 7th, Skalski 8th, Jehovah's 9th, and Monk rounding out the top 10. But he does have a 5th place to serve. Then it'll be Harris 11th, Potts 12th, Hugendorn 13th, Binder 14th, Sanders still 15th, Reese 16th with a 3 place to serve, Matthews 17th, Wilson Smith 18th, and Koff finds out in 19th. So Alsop will be starting at the back of the grid, a last to first challenge for Reese Alsop.
Yeah, that was an exciting qualifying. A lot of surprises in there. I think we had maybe 3 or 4 people on provisional pole throughout that. So
very true. Yeah. But now we're gonna go to back to the championship standing screen quickly as we get ready to do the lobby. Did you get the stuff we needed?
All in race results, my friend.
Perfect. Chappers, I wouldn't say we laughed at you, but we're not laughing now because you're known for spinning in the race.
I'll quickly run everyone through the penalties we've got today. So Monk, after a safety car incident with, I believe it was Kopf, in Australia, had a little bit of an incident there and ended up spinning the Red Bull out. Has got a 5th place to serve here today. A track that isn't too easy to overtake if you got the wrong setup on. So he could find himself in a bit of trouble there. Alsup, not too sure actually how he got his penalty, but he's got a 3-place penalty to serve. But they are the only 2 good penalties we have here in Japan today. So, yeah, I mean, not too bad, considering that's Australia was quite hectic as well. But I've just had a thought. If it's raining, this is going to be interesting. With a couple of fast guys starting a bit further back, like Harris is known to be very consistent in the race, and
I'm
You know, a
showing
few others.
outdated standings, supposedly. These are the standings after Australia for Tier 2. These, Elsum, these are the current standings as far as I'm aware.
Let me just check. Yep, they are the current standings.
Formation app is being turned off for reasons that
Oh,
Codemasters
no,
can't.
no, no. Yeah, they are outdated, but only with the
Alright.
Elsom getting his 3 seconds removed off.
So Elsum gets 3 more points, so he's actually ahead of
No, he's on
Kizyul.
12. He's on 12 points.
Yeah, he got an extra 6 though, so
Yeah,
he's ahead of Kizyul. Kyzyul's actually on 10 points, so we will have to fix that. That is our bad.
but cope.
You know where you are, Elsum.
Yeah, if you know it was wrong, then obviously you know where you are, so don't worry about it. Right, anybody that's in tier 2, the lobby is now open on Martin, so you can join. Yeah.
And you better join as well then, lad.
I'm in. Don't you worry.
Oh,
Don't you
never
worry,
would.
sweet cheeks.
Alright.
But here we go. We've got 27 laps of racing to watch before we watch 50 odd laps of USA later on. But yeah, no, 27 laps here in Japan. Weather is rather unpredictable around here. We had quite a overcast qualifying session, it must be said. So we could maybe expect some rain for the race, but I think if anything, it might be a dry start to wet. Which was very exciting to watch in the Tier 3 Australia race. How is it to drive, Martin?
Well, I had an argument with my engineer saying that the track was not wet enough to go onto the inters. So you always have that fight of, is it wet enough?
Yeah. I mean, I was watching, obviously, I was commentating that race, so I had a good perspective on it, and I'd say that only the last lap was actually ready for wet tyres.
Davies, I would like to say the rules state when there's a lobby restart, the weather goes on dynamic again.
Yeah, that's been like that since season
1
2
or
or
2?
3.
2,
No,
definitely.
one we didn't do. One we didn't. Two got grid penalties, so yeah. Since season 2, that has been a thing.
So if you
No,
was
Mikey,
expecting
that's
dry
so not right.
It's been the rules for a very long time, so we have one famous saying, and that is cope.
Nope.
But if the boys could pick their cars, because we're...
Yeah,
And then
everyone make sure in your teams.
And I haven't...
Suggest
No one has...
prediction.
No one has
Okay,
actually
let's do
redeemed the
that.
hydrate, so I haven't had to crack open the first one today.
Why would you even say that? Why? Just why? Right, do I just do the basic prediction of, is it going to be a wet race?
Yeah. Oh, will there be an early safety car is what they're asking. Can
Oh,
Alsop
okay.
please pick his car so I can start forming the grid?
Will there be... Okay, there is a prediction now up for whether there'll be a safety car in the first 3 laps.
If Reese does not pick his
I'll add him on Discord.
I was about to do that.
We'll hop in the Haas VC quick.
There, he's done it. He's done
Oh,
it.
no, he's done it. Okay.
There was enough moaning from us that he's finally done it. So, also, Connor, I know why the replay thing wasn't working because I didn't click the button to enable replays.
Oh, was it all set up now?
It is all set up now. So the stream caught the lovely spins. I just didn't get the replays of them, sadly.
Well, at least it's not a race, so...
Yes.
You've got to hydrate.
Ah, you motherfucker. Right, I'm opening it now. And... Very nice. Right, let's form this grid. So, P1 was the rapid but lethal Chappers.
Followed by his teammate Elsum, and then Vizendi, the reserve.
If you could be a little bit slower.
Okay.
Because Elsum's down in P15 to begin with. And then
Okay,
it
let's
was
go.
Vizendi. Yep, whose name is
Followed
now
by-
appearing correctly.
Followed by Ule.
Ule for P4.
Then Vladimir
P5.
P5.
Yep.
Juvenes P6. McWilliams.
Juvenes. Ooh. Juvenes is down all the way in P17. So McWilliams P7.
Yep.
8. No, 7.
Skalski following McWilliams. Then Drahovezel.
9th for Hovezel.
Monk in P10.
Monk in P10.
Harris P11.
Harris P11.
Hugendorm P13.
Yep.
Binder P14.
Yep.
And you have to bear with me here 1 second. As I
Uh,
haven't clipped the bottom of the board. I forgot.
Chappers, again, I said this to Chappers. The reason it always stays dynamic, it will be on dynamic. Just because whenever there's a lobby restart, the weather stays dynamic. It has been the rule since Season 2. Cope. Okay.
Right.
So P15 was Kopf.
Yeah, and then
No, Kopf was not P15. Kopf was 19th. Why are they? I will tell you when you can ready up.
so here we go. I've got it finally.
So P14 binder, P15.
Binder, Sandsteel,
15 is Sander Steel.
then Alsup,
Alsop 16th.
17th Matthews,
Yep.
18th Wilson Smith,
Oh,
and 19th Kopf.
where was Potts?
P12.
I grabbed the wrong person. I grabbed Wilson Smith. So Potts 12th, Hugendorn 13th, Binder 14th, Sander Steel 15th, Alsop 16th, but he's got a 3 good penalty.
Yep.
And Monk has a 5 place.
Yep.
So that is that done.
So that promotes Sandsteel upper position, Binder upper position, Hugendorn upper position, Potts upper position, Harris upper position. And then Alsups promotes Kopf, Wilson Smith, and Matthews all upper position as well.
Mm-hmm.
So a little bit of a movement going on the grid, which would be exciting to see. I think sometimes good penalties, especially when they give into some more consistent racing, like in the race, people that can set more consistent times, makes it a bit more interesting because they have to come through the pack. It can be very frustrating for the driver.
Or the pack can go through them if they get a bad
Yeah,
start.
yeah.
Right, safety car is on reduced. There is no formation lap because Codemasters can't make a game. We are only missing one driver, which is your driver of Van Loon. Almost another full grid. When is the race starting, Peel? I've got good news for you. The drivers can ready up now. So, the race is about to start. Who's going to get the race win? Is it going to be one of the Alpines who have locked out the front row? Is Vladimir Ule going to come through the field? Or is it going to be the reserve? Or is it going to be either of the Ferraris who are showing good pace too?
Just like to say we've got 3,000 channel points on yes for there will be a safety car before lap 3. There's also 500 channel points on no. So if this person that's put no is right, they could be balling in Pirelli tyre shreds.
Money.
Yeah. So let's see how this goes.
Peel reckons Jehovah's has got the race win. That's an interesting shout. It's not a bad one. He did look like he had pace. He just got to get the spins out of his system.
Yeah. But not an easy track to not spin on, which is unfortunate. Obviously, no formation lap, so everyone keep that in mind. We're going to get straight into the action now. Yeah, cold tyres on the start. We saw how that may have affected the turn 1 in Japan, so I wonder what tyre strategies we're going to see as well. Due to that, we saw a few interesting ones in Tier 1.
One soft boy, and everyone
Yeah.
else was. And the soft did seem to pay off somewhat.
Yeah, yeah. The softs around here are a lot quicker than any other tyres. So, but it's just they wear out so fast. It's not worth it. I don't think. But
Unless there's a
we've
safety
seen,
car. We've seen
Yeah,
clean driving and not so clean driving. The softs are good for 3 laps, says Peel, and then
yeah.
you become a tractor.
Weird because I think both AlphaTauri went on the softs in the Tier 1 race. So I don't know what he's talking about, but
It was when the safety car came with a few laps to go.
yeah, but it was like 8 laps.
But
Anyway,
here we go. A lot of mediums on there. Ule's on hard though.
there we go. We're underway now. So let's get this racing going. As the two Alpines get away quite nicely, as a Ferrari of Juvenes getting past his teammate. He's overtaken 3 cars, I think, on that start. Now it's Ferrari 3-4 as they battle for position there, and it is going to be Juvenes that comes out on top. As Vlad Red now trying to attack the Ferrari's reserve of Vizendi, but it isn't going to have any opportunity to do so.
There's a yellow flag towards
there.
the back of the grid. Behind him, there's 3 cars there by the looks of it. But it's 2. It's a Haas and a Red Bull towards the back of the grid. But as we follow the front again, it's the Alpines pulling away quietly. Let's have a look at what everyone's tyres were as well.
Oh, there's contact between Sandsteel and Harris. They're both off track. There's damage. Harris has recovered pretty nicely, but Sandsteel falling down the order now. He doesn't have any damage though, so I think it's somebody else's front wing. Maybe Kopf, who's plummeted down the order now as well.
No, Kopf's
No, he
looks
seems
intact.
okay. There was definitely a front wing that flew off. I don't know whose it was.
I'm trying to have a look at Harris here quickly because I didn't catch that. I was watching the front. No, Harris's front wing looks fine as well. It's hard to tell whose front wing has just.
Oh, it's
gone.
Hugendorn. Hugendorn is missing a front right end plate.
Oh no!
Of course, it's my driver. Of course it is.
So
But,
at the moment, it is going to be a lot of people chose the mediums this race. By the way, a lot of people on mediums.
I can confirm now to any interested viewers, all the grids either on mediums or hards. We've got the front 5 that is on mediums, followed by Ule and Skalski, the 2 Alfa Romeos, on the hard tyre. And then Jehovah's in 8th on the mediums, and then Hugendorn and Harris both on the hard. But Hugendorn have to come into the pits now. Oh,
there's 3 cars in the pits.
Hugendorn kind of hit the pit wall there as Potts is in as well. Both double stacking at Mercedes. What is our look, mate? What is our look?
I don't want to talk about it. The boys have been letting me down. We had a team meeting about this, and
wait, Hugendorn uses 84. He's got my number.
it's just the Mercedes thing, a McLaren thing, clearly. But the front 5 are very tightly packed. When that DRS opens, it's going to be very interesting. The Alpines still trying to drop the Ferraris, and then it's Rosu keeping up with the back of these 4. Then it's Ule, who's got a little bit of a train behind him. He's got Jehovah's who has got past Skalski while we were looking at the carnage further back.
Yeah.
So it's Jehovah's who's eyeing up the hard running Alpha. I'm not showing tyres, I already showed them.
So yeah, Juvenes though
And
got an
Drunky
absolutely
Monkey
amazing.
is drunk again. Drunky Monkey has spun on turn 2.
The cold hards. After that double stack, he might be a bit out of it, but yeah, no, that's unfortunate. But I'd like to point out, Juvenes got an absolutely electric start. He moved up 3 positions in before turn 1, basically. Great start for him to try and put himself ahead of his reserve, who out-qualified him. But as Chapa sets the fastest lap, showing that he has got the pace to be leading this train out in front. The 2 Alfa Romeos also on the hard tyre.
Dropped off by over a second as both Matthews and Alsops are in the pits now. So the front 3 are starting to pull away, and that means Vizendi is going to have to defend Vlad. Vlad, who is known for just being rapid.
Yeah, I think maybe without the DRS around here, but he is closing back up. He's back within DRS range, so I wonder. Oh, a little bit of a loss at the back end there. Is that going to allow Vlad to sneak it up the inside there? No, he's going to hold back this one time, but he's losing time now to that front 3. I know Vlad gunning for the championship this season, so he's going to want to get ahead of him and try and catch back up to those 3 up front.
Let's watch that drift. Let's look at that snap again, because he almost lost it there. big snap. He got at least 20-degree angle on that, and Vlad was having a good look at him. Anyway, back to the action.
Yeah, Vlad just closing up ever so slightly. There's a spin of another Ferrari. Hooven have to get in that amazing start. He's spun on the exit of Spoon, and he's going to be in the grass. He's going to be tumbling down the order now. He's staying within the top 10, but he is, yeah, those tyres are not going to be too happy about that. Neither is the driver, of course. But
the Alpines are now pulling away. Meanwhile, Vlad has got past Vizendi as well.
Yeah.
So Vlad now will be hunting down them Alpines, but the Alpines have got a 2.5 second gap over him, basically.
Yeah, this Ferrari's really causing Vlad some trouble to try and get into the top 2 here. But let's see how Vlad's pace is going to be around here with no traffic in front of him.
Jahozal looking to go around the outside of Ule. Maybe a little switchback move here around turn 1-2. There's no doing it. He's in an Alfa Romeo sandwich as Potts further back has got past Matthews there. But at the moment, anyone who thought the lap 3 safety car was going to come out, whoever put the no, you've just made a big profit.
Yeah. There we go, heading on to lap 4. There was no safety car, so...
Mans.
There you go. Whoever that was, you're rich now.
I think it was Soup. But
Vlad, though, has caught up half a second since the Ferrari spin. So he's showing he's got pace here.
He is. As there's a spun Red Bull further back, and it's Binder who has spun in the S's section. But we're following Jehovah's here as he's really on the back of Ule here. He'll be looking to dispatch him as quick as possible and make a move and catch back up to the medium runners ahead. Will he be able to do it in 130i area? There's a big train forming behind Ule. He's going to have the DRS here, and I think this is where the most likely pass is going to come from as Vlad sets the fastest lap. Ule seems to be getting a good drive out of that final corner though, and Jehovah's just can't get close enough to make the move.
Hugendorn's going to try and overtake Matthews here as they head into 130R. I think he's going to be clear before the corner. He is. So he got a really good exit out of Spoon there to move himself up, but yeah, Matthews struggling on those hard tyres.
Oh, and Matthews gets a little bit of a lock up, and Alsop's through as well. So he lost another place. Those
hard tyres are really hard to get working around here if you're not treating them right.
The Red
Jehovah's just stuck behind Ule here. I think what we're seeing here is Jehovah's having the more downforce sided setup as Ule's got the more straight line speed base setup, because he catches so much through these corners here, but on the straights Ule just pulls away.
Jehovah's does always like a bit more downforce.
Yeah. This is kind of what I was like in the race. I had more downforce than most cars, and I just couldn't overtake anyone because they had such good straight line. Look at that. Even with the RS being deployed, Ule is just pulling away. Not much Jehovah's can do right now.
No.
I don't think.
And at this rate, maybe he'll be at the mercy of Skalski instead, because this is the Polish train forming of Ule. And Harris runs very wide there, and Huveniers is through. Harris wasn't able to take the second corner, and Huveniers has got past Harris. As Huveniers sets the fastest lap as well. He's looking very fast. As Jehovah's looking to maybe make a move on the outside. He's very close to the back of Ule there.
I'd like to point out, I think Vlad has made a mistake, as he's nearly 2 seconds off now, and Vizendi's back all over the rear of that Aston Martin. So he could be eyeing up another move here to get that position back. Oh yeah, this is very close so far. No DNFs, no DNFs. As Huveniers is now closing right up to the back of the. And Ule's run wide, and that allows Jehovah's and his teammate Skalski and also Huveniers to get past him. So losing 3 positions in one corner there.
Oh, and Skalski's going to be done by Huveniers as well through the hairpin there, side by side. They're very close coming into Spoon, but Skalski makes it stick. But Huveniers is looking very racy here.
Yeah,
And
Max.
there's a spin.
Hüven-
There's an Ole
Hüven-
spun. Ole spun, and he's lost more places. He's lost it to McWilliams and Harris as well. So that frees Jehovah's and it's now Skowski having to defend Hüvenes. Oh, and there's contact. Hüven is a lot later on the brakes. He really wants to get rid of Skowski here.
Both got DRS, but Hüvenes with that overspeed, slipping in, going to the slipstream there. As he heads into turn 1, he's going to choose the outside line, and Skowski is just going to have to back out of it and allow the Ferrari through as he gets a little bit of a snap of oversteer there through turn 2.
And
but,
meanwhile,
yeah.
McWilliams did Harris on the outside of turn 2. We missed it on stream. We caught the end of it.
Oh, Harris has spun! Harris has spun into the grass and just keeps it out of the wall. Williams not enjoying this track at all. Currently, he's unsafe rejoin there maybe from the Williams.
And
Kopf is off the track.
There was contact, but it didn't
a
look like
5-second
it on...
penalty has been given out to Harris by the game.
It didn't look like there was any contact on stream, but Kopf really struggling with that now as well. He's really not liking where his car has been put. But meanwhile, it's going to be Skowski now who is trying to hold on to the back of Hüvenes with Jehovah's. Meanwhile, the front two just keeping within a second of one another. Vlad is slowly starting to catch back up, but he's dragging Vezendi up along with him.
Yeah, I think Chappers would be glad to see that Ellison is around about on pace with him, because he's managing to keep within that DRS, no problem, and they're not losing too much time to the Aston Martin behind. Although they are slowly starting to catch up again now. Vlad with 1.3 seconds to the back of Elson. He's pulling along Vezendi along, and that's Jehovah's going wide, which Hüvenes is now going to try and go up the inside on the exit of the last corner, and he's going to have the DRS. That could be it for Jehovah's in the P5 position, and it is, but Hüvenes flashing at the back of his Ferrari there, so he's obviously been pushing hard, yeah, with a battery on that Ferrari power unit, but yeah, that's going to be Hüvenes back up into P5. Ferrari, after that absolute blunder they made earlier on in the race with a few spins and a few errors, back into P4 and P5. But 6 seconds gap now.
I'd like to point out as well, Connor, Hugendorn is now ahead of Potts. P13
Yes.
for Hugendorn. He's got past Potts.
Hugendorn, like Max said, Hugendorn is just allowing everyone to get a head start. So don't worry about it.
So the as it stands now is the Alpine 1-2 holding strong, but it's Rosu P3, Vezendi P4, Hüvenes P5, Jehovah's P6, Skowski P7, McWilliams P8, Ule P9, and Harris rounding out the points paying positions currently.
I'd like to say the reserve today for Haas, Wilson, Smith up 6 positions into P11 in 8 laps. It's pretty impressive from a reserve driver, but I think the super sub today has got to be Vezendi, up in P4 in his first ever race here in Amethyst Racing.
It's very true, very true. Both the reserves putting in a good performance and saying why we should maybe be offering them a full-time contract.
Oh, Jehovah's nearly taking the Ferrari driver out there under braking. Very, very close indeed. But that's going to allow Skowski now to close up. I don't think Skowski's got the straight line speed here with the DRS as well, assisting Jehovah's to make a move into turn 1.
He looks it though for a second. He does think about sending it, but thinks better
runs a
of
little
it.
bit over the curb there as well. It's pretty dangerous.
Vezendi's very close to the back of Rosu here actually. He's closed that gap down to 3 to 4 tenths through the first sector. And I'm still surprised we haven't had a safety car though.
Tier 2 is cleaner than Tier 1.
Confirmed. Monk should create a safety car, take one for the team. Monk running a very shocking race in P19. I don't know where the Monk from last season has gone, but Monk has just been at the bottles every day. It's been a disappointment.
I mean, I know I'm washed, but Jesus Christ, what happened to your team? What happened to Mercedes this season?
I am the only person currently making a profit for the team.
Yeah, you're the only one that seems to be whereabouts they should be.
I don't want to talk about it. Anyway, let's get back onto the race because the third and fourth are trying to close in on the Alpine 1-2 at the moment. Alpine will be licking their lips. Let's hope we don't have another Bahrain where Elsom kills Chappers and himself. chat last time were placing bets on who was going to spin next. Any bets this time? Are we going to get a spinner?
Oh, Vizendi quite comfortable on battery for now, as Vlad has to recover a little bit into turn 1. They're coming under maybe a little bit of pressure now, so look how close he gets through these corners. Literally pushing the Aston Martin through these corners at this
I thought he
point.
was going to make a send for a second. I don't know where you send on this first sector. If you're ahead from turn 1...
I don't think you can send for this first sector. It's too dangerous. But look, he's got a... Wow, Vlad got an amazing exit out of that corner then. 6-7 tenths pulled to the Ferrari, but he just closes it back up ever so slightly.
Drahova's eyeing up the back of Hoovenier's here.
Elsom has fallen out of DRS of his teammate, Chappers.
Will Chappers slow it down? Maybe there was an error because Rosu's caught up by 3 tenths there alone.
There's also a bit of a duel going on between Hoovenail in P5, Drahovazel in P6, Skalski in P7, McWilliams in P8, all within, what, 2 or 3 seconds of one another?
I'm surprised it's been this clean. 10 laps, not even a car out yet.
No.
Elsom should repeat Bahrain, is what they're saying in chat. But Drahovazel is a lot closer than normal to the back of Hoovenier's. He's just got to get a better exit.
Oh, Vlad has been overtaken. Vlad's in the pits.
Vlad's in the pits. Very early pit stop. Lap 11. Actually, no. This could be the pit window for the mediums. He's gone early though. And is he going for the undercut here?
Maybe to try and get into Elsom's DRS at least. But the undercut onto the hards is going to be difficult for him.
But the mediums might be starting to fade.
Maybe, but cold hards in Sector 1 at Japan. Not chance of an overcut there.
No, but if you can get him heated up enough to Sector 2 and 3.
I think it
Drahovazel's
depends.
having to defend hard from Skalski here. Ule's kind of faded out into 8th, not really doing much. After that big incident. And Drahovazel, maybe the mediums are starting to struggle because Skalski seems to have the pace on the cars around him now. As Elsom has dropped off over 2 seconds from Chappers. Do you think they're going to double stack it here? Oh, but Vizendi's all over the back of Elsom.
Yeah, I'm wondering if I think Elsom must have made a pretty large mistake to drop that far off his teammate in half a lap, it seems.
Yeah,
unless he's trying to defend off for his teammate, to try and secure his teammate a win here, but I'd say more likely it's going to be a mistake as the Ferrari makes contact and spins himself out. Vizendi just making contact there with the back of Elsom's Alpine and causing him to spin out just before the Casio triangle, and he's going to pull off into the pits. Chappers into the pits.
And Elsom
for the
takes the lead.
for the hard compounder tyres, Elsom takes the lead of the race, yeah. As let's see where Chappers comes out compared to Vlad. Vlad now heading into the Casio triangle. Is he going to have gained any time at all onto the Alpines? But I'm sure he'll maybe have the measure on Elsom now after his mistake earlier
Elsom
on.
not pitting, then now he's going to have warm hards for Sector 1. So the undercut might be playing a bigger role, but there definitely wasn't an undercut here unless Vlad's able to close back into the back of Chappers because he was about 2 seconds off.
Yeah, as Drahovazel tries to look around the outside of turn 8, which is a very dangerous move.
As we're quickly going to run a replay here as well of the Ferrari just too late on the brakes and spinning himself out. And Drahovazel's really got to think about Skalski. Skalski looking to take a much better, tighter line there.
These guys, I think they're running very different setups. I'd say that Hoovenair is running a straight line speed setup. Drahovazel's running quite a high downforce setup, and then Skalski's just trying to send it on him as he gets held up through the corners. Let's look at that. Look at the overspeed that Skalski had on Drahovazel through that through 130R, and he's going to try and go round the outside. Touches a little bit of grass, and not a gamer move as he switch backs in. Maybe no, not quite. Just a bit too much inside curb, and they pull it off into the pits. Now Elsom, where is Elsom going to come out? Is he going to be ahead of Vlad as they head down onto the track? Let's see,
Let's
Vlad
watch
now.
Vlad.
Now coming around the final corner. It's going to be close, but Chappers should be well clear of his teammate after that small error. Vlad has the fastest lap of the race, but Elsom's going to come out well nearly a second clear, but he has got to heat those hard tyres up through this first sector. You can already see him a little bit off the apex of the corner there. The understeer these tyres give you when they're cold, and just the instability of the rear end.
It's currently an Alfa Romeo 1-2.
It is.
And still no one out. As Hugendorn is now into the pits for the second time.
Vlad is flying up to the back of Elsom's rear wing. The gap was over a second at the start of Sector 1. 4/10 as we head under the bridge to start Sector 2. Oh, sorry, not... sorry. No, we already started Sector 2, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean. As we come through the hairpin now, and they're going to have the long, clean, bending right-hander, and then we're going to go into Spoon. And Vizendi up into P6 after the pits, and there's a yellow flag. It's Hugendorn on the cold softs, has not had a good exit through turn 2. Hugendorn is now behind Junkie Monkey.
Yeah, well, he just wants to make Monk look a little bit better.
It's very hard to do.
And then make... Yeah.
Rosu's all over the back of Elsom. He'll have the DRS now. He'll be like blood in the water.
Vlad getting very close to the grass on entry there. You don't want to be breaking on that grass there. But is he going to have chance here? Using a little bit of battery as we head down the straight.
I'm
not too much though.
Good camera angles for either of these two here.
I'm riding on board with Vlad at the moment as he head into turn 1. Down into 4th gear for the Aston Martin driver as Elsom gets his back end stepping out a little bit there as he touches the inside curb. Elsom all over the curbs here in Sector 1. Very, very, very much on the limit.
Dangerous
as
game.
We head into turn 6. And Vlad just taking a little bit of a tight line, but Elsom's slowly pulling that gap back out. 6/10. It was at 4/10 last lap, going through these sequence of corners. So has Elsom got this under control now? Is he going to settle back into a rhythm, try and close up to his teammate? As that is a Ferrari of Vizendi, gone wide at turn 7.
And Harris is through.
Maybe made contact with Harris, from the looks of it.
I wouldn't write out the Alfa Romeos. They've still got to pit, but they're pitting onto the mediums. And if a safety car was to suddenly come out,
yeah, they're in a good position.
But so far, the boys have kept it clean.
They've got the horribleness of the hard tyres out of the way at the start of the race to fly up the order maybe at the end. And we've seen how fast they are in the straights.
Very true, very true.
Could be moving up a few positions.
But here they are. The front two, all very close. They're within a second of one another. Do you think that's purposeful? Just tow each other along?
Yeah, I think the Alfa Romeos are definitely working together right now. Both looking pretty comfortable on batteries as well. So maybe not pushing too hard. Maybe just trying to save their ultimate pace for the end of this race. Try and use these hards for as long as they can. And
Vlad
hope
is
for a
still
safety car.
very close to the back of Elsom here. So Tier 1 has all of the safety cars. Tier 2...
We just got the safety cars out the way. We just got the safety cars out the way for everyone else, basically.
And we're going to get the rain for all of you guys, don't worry.
God, this track is so fun to watch. I just love watching this, let them race around there.
As you see them winding around. And Koff picks up a 3-second penalty, so the penalties are starting to come in now as Matthews has got past Alsop here around before turn 1. Monk
I'd like to say
binder behind.
Wilson Smith into P10 into the points paying position as a reserve driver from what is it, P17 on the grid?
Yes.
Ahead of the Ferrari.
Has he pitted though?
I think he has. Wait, actually, I don't know. Stops. No, he hasn't pitted. Never mind.
He's on mediums. He's on very old mediums. He's really hoping for that safety car, I think.
Yeah.
But I'd like to point out, look how close Rosu is onto the back of Elsom here. He's closer than normal, coming through 130R. So all he has to do is get a better exit through La Triangle. I can't remember the name.
Casio Triangle.
Casio Triangle. And I think he's closer than normal. He is, as Hooveneers has got past Wilson Smith. But Rosu is really eyeing this up here. His battery's flashing. He's so close.
Yeah,
Tier 2 is showing Tier 1 how to drive though.
Tier 1, most of the people in Tier 1 overdrive. That's the problem in Tier 1. They
So
overstep
here's
the
the tyres.
marks.
So the people who have yet to pit or still need to pit, you're looking at Binder still definitely has to pit as Hugendorn gets past him. Monk definitely has to pit. I don't think them sort of medium hards are going to last this long. Same with Sanderstill. Alsop is now coming to the pits. Matthews will probably have to pit again. So will Kopf. Potts is going to have to pit again. Wilson Smith still needs to pit. Harris has got to pit. Ule and Skowski have got to pit as well. Whew.
Yeah.
But
Reese,
Chappers hasn't been making ground up on the front two. This is a very important thing. The front two on the older hards have been keeping Chappers and Elsom without really gaining on them.
Yeah, and I think we'll see the Alfa Romeo pairing in the next few laps. If they don't want to try and extend, look at the tyres on Ule's front right there. It's balding on the inside. There we go. Skalski, as I just suggested, is into the pit lane for the medium tyre, I guess.
First one to bite.
Yep. Here he goes, pulling into the pits now. Yeah, the medium tyre is going on. It's a quick stop from the Alfa Romeo team. I think that's about a 2.3 maybe.
As Elsom says fastest lap, he's really pushing now.
Yeah. Elsom's going to try
where
his
is
hardest to
Skalski
defend
going
off
to come
here.
out though? Because he's very important. Is Harris going to be ahead of him? Harris still needs to pit as well, and Harris does get ahead, so he isn't in clear air. He has traffic in front of him. As meanwhile, Wilson Smith and Kopf have both gone into the pits now.
So I believe that's net P4 for Skalski. Once Harris and Ule pit.
Yeah.
So that's a great stint from him to come out ahead of Vizendi and Jehovazol.
Is he going to be over a second lap quicker though?
Harris is letting him through.
Oh, but through goes Vizendi as well. Vizendi looking racing behind.
Interesting for Harris to let him through there.
Yeah.
Because he could have, safety car or something. It would have helped him along. But yeah. I mean, I guess he just thought the penalty as well.
Possibly. I've just pulled up tyres. If you weren't paying attention, cope.
I can give you a quick run through on tyres. We got Ule out in front, 16 lap old hards yet to come in. I'm going to guess we'll see him in this lap. There's another yellow flag as Sandsteel spun. No safety car or VSC by the looks of it.
He didn't hit the wall. He didn't hit the wall. But it's going to be Alsop goes past him as well.
Yeah. But yeah, we've got Ule on the 17 lap old hards, Chappers on 6 lap old hards, Elsom on 5 lap old hards, Vlad on 7 lap old hards, Kasper's just come in, Skalski that is in P5 for the brand new mediums. Vizendi on 6 lap old hards, Jehovazol 5 lap old hards, Harris 17 lap old hards, McWilliams 5 lap old hards, and Hooven is 5 lap old hards. So.
Chappers isn't enjoying them hards because Elsom has closed the gap up and he's dragged along Rosu, and Skalski needs to start thinking about how he can close this gap down. Maybe
this is a strategy from Vlad, trying to put the pressure on Elsom to speed up and get into a little bit of a DRS train. Now Vlad's in with a very good shot of winning this race. We see how close he can get to the back of that Alpine, but he's got to do some recovery here, and his battery is looking very low.
Unless Chappers is slowed down, so Elsom can get the DRS from him.
Also very possible.
Because an Alpine 1-2 is looking highly on the cards as things stand. Chappers hasn't done a Chappers, and Elsom hasn't done an Elsom.
Yep. No contact between the two yet.
But still, no safety car.
I know Chappers is very good friends with Barrier, so...
And I've heard that Elsom is good friends with Chappers' side pod. Oh, we got a yellow flag though. It wasn't Harris,
that is
Matthews.
Matthews, yeah. Matthews has lost it as a hairpin.
We got a safety car!
Oh my god. Relay is going to be so happy right now.
That is insane.
I wonder if Ule is going to risk it and go on the softs.
It's a lot of laps on them softs, as now...
Well, if we have lap 20, that's 7 laps on the softs. If he can get ahead and hold track position, we've seen how fast they are in the straights today.
Vizendi has gone onto the softs.
Yeah, we've got a few people coming in here. Alex Harris coming in to serve his pit stop. He's had a shy of hope as well, as he comes in for the
Onto
mediums.
So
Potts
Matthews,
also in for the mediums. I believe they are the mediums he
bringing out the
started on.
safety car. I tell you what, I'm not looking forward to this interview now. Because the Alpine boys are going to be very angry on that.
Yeah, the Alpine may come under a little bit of pressure now. Skalski on the 2-lap old mediums is going to be right behind them.
These boys, Vlad on the 8-lap old hards is going to be Skalski in his home race as well, might we add.
Alpine in the mud. Alpine. I'm sure Ule will be more than happy to say konnichiwa to some fresh tyres.
Chat is saying they can hear Chappers demanding money from the FIA because of that safety car. I mean, he was stopped right on the exit of the hairpin, so it does make sense why it is out.
Oh, jeez. I think Ule got a little bit close to getting a penalty on exit on entry there.
And Chappers has chose to come into the pits, and so has Rosu. Are they going on to softs?
They are going on to softs.
This is a big risk from them.
Ule onto softs as well. Ule is going to be P2?
Yeah.
Is it going to be Alfa? No, P3.
No,
Alfa Romeo 2-3 is going to be, I think.
So Elson will be on the hards.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Peel is saying that the softs will last for 4 laps, and we have 7 to go.
Yeah, but we've got maybe 5, maybe. They've got not even caught to the safety car yet.
You still wear them.
Yeah, but nowhere near as much. Nowhere near as much.
Elson is on the safety car.
Yeah, but I think these guys on the softs have got it under control right now.
Are you ready for half the grid now to DNF?
Yes. I've been ready since lap 1.
Bobo coming in with the L Chappers. Just, it's about to be chaos.
Elsom has got a job on his hands right now. Elsom probably would have been better off coming in the lap before onto the softs, and Chappers did the lap he just did.
Yeah, but they passed the start-finish line when the safety car came out.
Yeah.
So they didn't have that joy. It was either double stack or one of them's got to risk it on the hards. So it's going to be very interesting.
Guys, don't forget you can do exclamation mark vote 2 in chat to vote for your driver of the day today.
Yes, we run a driver of the day vote, and at the moment, my bet would be either Hooverneers or McWilliams, who's up in P4 right now, driving a stellar race for him.
I think Hooverneers made a bit of a mistake earlier on, which I think cost him a few positions. And he's obviously on the 7-lap odd hard, so he's going to have a bit of a challenge here. Is the safety car in? The safety car's in!
Safety car's in already! What is going on?
Some Abu Dhabi kind of stuff. As we go underway once again, there's a lapped AlphaTauri of Sandsteel in between the front 2 right now as they fly past him. Down the pit straight we go. Skalski not giving the position to his teammate on the softer rubber. Into turn 1 at least. He has got McWilliams all over his rear wing right now as Hooverneers defends off from Chappers in P6. But, oh my god, Chappers has got the pace. Round the outside maybe here at turn 5. Not quite right up the rear wing of the Ferrari.
He's
Is
really
he going to try and switch back?
But
We've seen an Alpine have a little bit of contact here in tier 1. There's a yellow flag, and that is for the reserve of Vizendi has spun at turn 7.
And Chappers is eyeing up Hooverneers on them hards, but will them softs last is the question.
I think the softs are going to be okay.
And
well, no, Wilson Smith's out.
He's crashed into Sandersteel by the looks of it.
Yes, Sandersteel maybe trying to get out of the way, and Wilson Smith maybe taking a bit of an alternate line.
And has instead killed him,
contact.
So that's probably going to be a ticket. And no,
I've got to say,
Sandersteel has now spun.
McWilliams and Hooverneers doing an amazing job at keeping Chappers, Vlad and Drahovazalor behind.
He's Hooverneers right now on the biggest offensive job of his life. He's currently playing NATO Simulator.
Chappers nearly running into the back of him there.
He gets a 3 seconds for corner cutting.
Skalski
now-
sets the fastest lap on the medium tyre. These soft guys getting shown, and now Potts on the medium tyre. Are the softs not working for these guys right now? Because
don't
the
know.
mediums seem to be the better tyre to be on.
But all of the softs are being held up by someone. Because Chappers has done him. Chappers is through around the outside. I switched off for a second, and Chappers has gone around the outside. So Chappers up to
move
P5, and there's a yellow flag, and it's standstill again.
Standstill spun, yeah.
Pill Tank saying to retire the car before you crash and DNF. We've got 5 laps to go around Japan as Chappers is looking racy here as he's closing up to the back of McWilliams already.
Purple sector 1 there from the Alpine driver, but with this, free sector 2 off the back of McWilliams, it's going to be a little bit of a challenge.
And
I wonder if we're going to see any team play from McWilliams to try and help Vlad get past the Alpine.
Possibly. Meanwhile, Elsom is still holding up the rest of the pack.
Elson doing a great job here. I feel like Skalski should have let... Oh, what the fuck?
What is going on?
I feel like Skalski should have let Ule pass at the start here. I mean, he is the vice team principal, but
and Chappers is through.
Skalski,
Chappers has got past
Chappers.
McWilliams.
It's at the inside of 130R as well.
It was before 130. It was on the straight.
Before.
But Chat is reckoned there's a big spin coming for Chappers. As everyone now setting faster. Chappers is rapid. As I believe Sanderstill has retired that car, and is that a spun-stricken binder? As Monk has gone past Matthews as well around Spoon.
Vlad just went around the outside of Hoovenez at turn 1 to get himself up into P6. Now into the back of his teammate. Vlad Red got 5 seconds for ignoring a red flag.
Yellow flag. There's yellow flags all over the track.
Did I say red flag? I meant yellow flag.
You did say red flag.
If only.
But if the track is under yellow conditions, you can't overtake, boys.
Gotta say, I'm watching, I'm riding on board with Chappers right now, and he is hitting every apex known to man.
Let's have a
He
look
is
on board.
on a charge right up the back of Ule, also on the soft compound tyres. Charging through the pack right now, but he is really low on battery as well. Just above the 10% mark.
I would like to point out, chat is saying it will get removed. You can't overtake on the yellow flag condition. So if there's a yellow flag in your sector, you can't make a move on another driver. But
we'll have to see. We'll have to review it.
Hoovenez has had a bit of an incident. He's dropped a load of places there. He's dropped down to 10th. But it's Elsom who is leading Skalski with Ule with Chappers right behind him. Is Chappers' backlight flashing there though? He looks like he's pushing mightily hard.
Yeah, he's used a lot of battery in these last few laps. Let's see, is Skalski going to have the straight line speed? With the DRS now being active, it's not been active for the last few laps. As he head down into turn 1, he's going to be ever so close to the back of Andreas Elsom, but isn't going to make the move hit through turn 1 and turn 2. Ule just lurking off in the background there, maybe getting ready to pull up a defence to Elsom's teammate Chappers in P4 at the moment on the alternate strategy.
As Koffer's got past Hoovenez. Hoovenez is in the pits, so Hoovenez had damage. Incident at the front incoming though, they reckon. It'll be interesting to see Elsom currently holding them off on them hards. As here we go.
Oh, the two Alfa Romeos here looking very racy. Ule really wants to get past his teammate here. He's going to try to switch back at the hairpin. Is the soft compound of tyres going to give him the better exit? It's not quite here. He's using some battery. Going to go down the inside here of turn 12.
Surely
and
they
into
should have done
Spoon
this
they go,
before.
and that is going to be Ule ahead into Spoon corner. And he finally switched these around.
We have Alpine Alfa Romeo.
Oh, there's contact with Chappers. Chappers and Skalski have hit.
Chat called it happening. McWilliam goes P3.
And Vlad has been caught up in that as well. Vlad down to P9.
Oh my! There's so much chaos happening. I didn't quite catch it all. So now Skalski's got a huge train behind him. Chappers goes back up. Chappers does not get past.
But here comes Ule down the pit straight behind Elsom. Is he going to have the straight line speed here to put up a challenge to the Alpine driver in the next few laps?
Harris is spun.
Oh my God! What is going on? Now it's just looking more like a tier 1 race.
And it's Chappers is now having to defend the train behind him.
Harris has got back past Vlad now, up into P8 for the Williams driver. But yeah, that was
chaos.
there's a lot going on there.
I didn't quite catch it though, because we was watching as Ule was making a move on Elsum, and then behind him, just absolute chaos erupted.
Gotta say, McWilliams up in P3 after all that.
A
He's
big
managed to
shout for
avoid
driver of the
everything.
day. Remember, guys, exclamation mark vote 2 for driver of the day vote.
Yeah, that is yeah.
A big
that
shout
was.
now.
I mean,
As Hugendorn
chat
spun
called
again.
it. This is a practice session. Don't know what you're on about.
It's either a win or no points. A Chapper's disqualification incoming, they say, the chat's saying.
Oh, Elson gets a big snap on the exit of Spoon. Ule going to be closing the gap here, 3/10 now to the Alpine as they head down the final straight before they start the 26th lap of this race.
How
this
are
is going to be.
softs feeling? That's the question.
I don't know,
How are
but
them
look
softs?
at the gap now. This could be it for Ule. Is he going to try and make the move down the pit straight? This could be one of his last opportunities here.
Yeah.
And here he goes, dumping the RS, opens that rear wing. Going to try and close up to the Alpine. Look at the overspeed he's got. Going to pull to the inside. And into turn 1 they go. Ule takes a position from the Alpine. Alpine have led nearly every single lap of this race. But now Ule's back on top after leading on the alternate strategy. Just a few laps to go. Has made his strategy work from the hard tyre to the soft in Japan.
Absolute chaos. Absolute chaos. But meanwhile, Chappers has now got a train forming behind him. Potts, the Mercedes, who are very much mudded, Potts has got it back into the points, and we ignore what happens as Hoovenir sets the fastest lap down in P12. Ferrari, who were looking really good, have suddenly dropped out of the points here.
Yeah, they've had a bit of a shocker here today. They had a great qualifying, a great start to the race, but it's all fallen apart for them here in the second stage.
As Vizendi has spun it on the gravel trap there. But let's go back to the that move that we just saw. As it was Ule going for the race lead. As we switch back, he's almost gained a second in that time since. And it was Ule up the inside of turn 1, cleanly through, round turn 2, making it count.
I'd like to point out though, Elsum is still within DRS range. Ule's not managed to pull over a second now on the Alpine driver, so I wonder if we'll see any kind of retaliation here from Elsum, but Ule's battery is much more in a better state than Elsum's at the moment, so
Junkie
I
Monkey
think this
has
could be a bit of a difficult challenge, and this is obviously going to be maybe the last big opportunity for Elsum to take the lead of this race as we head on to the final lap now. The Alfa Romeo driver of Ule leading the race.
This is big for the drivers as well. The Drivers' Championship with Vlad down in P8, who is currently leading the championship. These two making big gains on him.
This is a crucial win for Ule in the Alfa Romeo suit. But yeah, Elsum seems to maybe have the better tyres now as these softs start to die off. But I can't see an overtaking opportunity coming up at any point. Skalski and Ule have both had. Skalski and Ule have both had really good straight line speed this race. As you saw the overspeed he had to make that move into turn 1. But look at Elsum now pushing through this second sector.
It's very close.
right underneath the rear wing.
It's final lap shootout between the two of them. El Sadie's washed entirely. Very true, other than tier 3.
Oh, a bit of a lock up there from Elsum as he washes wide through Spoon. I think that might compromise it. That could have cost him the win, maybe. As they head down the final straight now, both flashing at the back of their rear wings right now. And I think maybe Ule will just about hold on unless Elsum's going to prepare his send into Casio Triangle, but he thinks better of it. There's a yellow flag. I think that is Monk again, Drunky Monkey, down at the back of the field. But Ule is going to cross the line to take the win for Alfa Romeo here in Season 5, Round 3. What a win that was. I mean, they pulled that strategy off.
McWilliams 3rd, Chappers 4th, Skalski 5th.
Oh!
He did cross the line.
Okay.
Drahovazel P6, Potts P7, Rosu P8 as things stand. He's going to drop a lot. Harris P8, Rosu P9, Kopf P10 rounds out your points paying positions. But I'm sure we're going to see a lot of tickets coming. But a big shout out McWilliams. First podium for McWilliams here in Japan.
Yeah, that was a performance from Mick Williams. I mean, I think the gap was about 3 seconds after all the chaos a few laps ago to
Yeah.
Shepherds, and 5/10. I'm not sure if he had any penalties, but 5/10 on that last lap. He put in an absolute shift on those hard tyres.
He really
15
did.
laps, him and Elson, and they did a great job to defend off at the start from all those soft runners.
And now here comes Drunky Monkey for P13. SMH. And then it'll be Matthews with a damaged wing coming 14th. Alsop 15th. Your boy Hugendorn P16. And the last of the cars to finish, Binder P17. And there we have it. That is Japan Tier 2. Very clean up until the end, really.
Yeah.
And McWilliams, the game, has given him driver of the day. Let's see what chat votes for. So the votes will close in just a moment. What a race, though, Connor.
That was a great race. It's better. I guarantee that's better to watch than Tier 1.
Yes. Although the grid was a lot tighter in Tier 1, so there was always action going on.
Yeah, there was a few dull points, but I think that's just the nature of this track being so difficult to overtake on. I think that's
Very
the main
true.
contributing factor. But yeah, I mean, I think that was a very well-deserved win from Ule. I think the stint him and his teammate Skalski pulled off on those hard tyres earlier on in the race. Really paid off for him. So yeah, I mean, what a result for the Alfa Romeo boys as well. I think Skalski just ending up in P5 there. So yeah, good 35 points they brought in today.
Alfa Romeo putting in an absolute shift there. But here's our drivers' results. Ule P1, Elson P2, McWilliams P3, Chappers P4, Skalski P5, Drahovazel 6th, Potts 7th, Harris 8th, Rosu in 9th. As things stand, 10th was Kopf, Huveniers 11th, Vizendi P12, Ferrari having a nightmare. Huveniers with the fastest lap as well, so no fastest lap point to go over to anyone. Drunky Monkey 13th, Matthews 14th, Alsop 15th, Hugendorn 16th, Binder 17th, and then the two people who didn't finish, Wilson Smith and Sanders still in 18th and 19th.
Yeah, what a race that was. Honestly.
What a race.
I'm just trying to get up the driver of the day votes now, so bear with me 1 second.
And we are going to get ready to go into the interviews. Oh. So there we have it. We're going to quickly go into let's have a look at that.
Come on, guys. Only 5 votes, really? Come on now.
Disappointment.
We can do better than that. We can do better than that. Come on, everyone.
We can.
Everyone go and put a vote in. Who you think did best this race? And, you know, they can have a bigger ego.
Yeah.
Click that link in chat and just click your driver, submit. That easy.
Woo! What a race, though. Action-packed as, oh my.
There we go, 8 votes. We're going up, we're going up.
I'll let you make a start to it, Connor, because I need to use the bathroom.
I really do as well. Fuck.
We can tag team the bathroom. I'll go now and you can go after.
Okay. Okay, deal. But yeah, I mean, very close racing throughout the field, and I think just unfortunate that little bit of contact, but it happens. I mean, I'm sure we'll have a big look into it, a big investigation on that as we go through the tickets for this race. But yeah, that was your Tier 2 race. I'm sure we can bring some people up here. I don't know if Martin's got everything set up. I think he should do.
It is set up, and you can now use the bathroom, Connor.
Oh, beautiful.
So P1, Ule. Is Ule here yet? Has Ule arrived? Ule has arrived. Let's get the Alfa Romeo boys up here for the interview.
Oh, hello.
Hello. P1 Ule in Japan. You stole the home race from Skalski.
Yeah, kinda. But, you know, it was P3 in Bahrain, P2 in Australia, and now finally P1.
and big gain in points as well over Rosu. Do you want to talk us through your race? You was on the alternate strategy to a lot of the boys there. You made it count though.
As for strategies, was like I was speaking with Davis all the time, asking him how are my tires, and at some point, even the race engineer of Casper told us that okay, Simon, you can overextend and go to softs. We were down for it, and that safety car was just perfect. So actually, if I went to mediums, it was only the matter of difference if I went in front of Casper on mediums, because there was slight chance for overcut, or behind him on softs, and the other one paid off more, I think.
But again, you held out on them hards. The safety car came out, and yeah.
My pit window was lap 19. Both stints were 70% plus, both below 80. So I actually wanted to pit lap 19. Had a little bit trouble in the early part of the race because I didn't feel at all on those hards. I didn't feel confident. I half spun twice. I think I made pretty long drift into the spoon once on the grass.
But yeah, you made it count right at the end. That safety car played big for you in the end. But it is Japan, a lot cleaner than Tier 1 though, boys. And next track, Canada. You looking forward to that?
Yeah, sure, why not? It's fun track. Just to be a little bit less careful than in Japan, because Japan was hell regarding of traction, especially Sector 1. It was really tough to come up with any proper setup, but still really grateful for you know who I'm calling to for the setup. So yeah, I'm really glad and grateful.
I wonder who.
I'm not too sure whether someone's like duplicated their responses or what, but well, I'm just saying this considering there's 11 people on stream and 9 of us in here, but oh well, 10 of us now. But you have got Driver of the Day with 12 votes as well. So I don't know if anyone have got any really good mates that have done that for you, but no, at the end of the day, I think you deserve it. And I mean, yeah, I mean,
Thanks.
what a stint you put in at the start. You and Skalski both. That's definitely you, Davies. I know it was.
What?
Yeah,
No, I
thanks to viewers.
only helped you like this race.
Thanks to viewers, and yeah, congratulations to Casper. I know you don't like it, and I know you don't want to talk here today, but you put amazing job as well. That P3 could have stick if not that mistake. But you told on the beginning of the season as vice team principal that we're equal drivers and there will be no team orders. So regarding to your wish, we thought it, and I just came out better this time.
Yeah, I mean, it was unfortunate for him. I think it's just like 2 or 3 laps after he pit, the safety car came out. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but he still did a great job, especially on the hard tires. You two were
don't
just
think
like,
he gained on it, to be honest, because he was at least P2 when the safety car came in. So
On the one hand, I should have made that move earlier. On the second, that allowed me to preserve my tires to that last fight, and there was, I think, 71% on start-finish line. Can you confirm, Davies?
yes, 70%.
Yes, on the finish line.
yeah, that was yeah, they don't last longer on there. I think you did about 7 or 8 laps on them as well. So
And to whom it may concern, fuck you.
Why was that needed?
That's the engineer, not the driver. Okay,
Interesting.
so thank you very much, and see you in Canada. Cheers.
Yes, thank you.
see ya.
So
Right.
now we're going to go to P2, which was Elsom. Bring up his TP as well.
I don't know if I want to go on deafen for this one.
Hello.
Hello. P2
Well-
for you, Elsom. You was
Yeah.
leading it right until the dead there, but the hard tyres versus the soft tyres just wasn't enough at the end.
Yeah, I mean, my pace was still strong considering my tire's life, but I got a snap of oversteer in sector one of the turns there, so that made wait, who was in P2 again?
Ule.
Yeah, Ule. That made him come right up my ass. So down the straight, he could just easily go past. But on the final lap, I gained a bit of time back on him, but my ERS was very low, so unfortunately I didn't manage to overtake him back. So, yeah.
And again, you guys had a really solid performance from the outset. Bank 1-2 qualifying, 1-2 throughout almost all of the race as well. You guys must be very happy with that.
Yeah, it's just typical luck again with me. Safety car when we're absolutely dominating again. But yeah,
It was to be fair, it was a safety car. The guy
what
had
actually
spun.
happened?
He spun, lost his wing, and his car had stopped right on the racing line, and his wing was
Ooh.
on there as well. So it would be a realistic safety car.
Who was it?
It was a Williams.
We're throwing hands.
Oh no. But yeah, it was a very unlucky incident that brought out that safety car, and yeah, you guys still seem to have the pace there. Chappers, you was rapid on them softs to begin with, only
Yeah,
missing out.
It's a bit annoying, to be honest. I was stuck behind slower drivers, obviously, due to the tyre difference. And I was trying to be patient behind the Ferrari. He wasn't making it very easy. He was making it very clear that he wasn't going to make it easy, which made no sense to me, seeming that it would just affect his race even worse, which I think it did in the end. But yeah, overall, I'm happy with it. Second last in championship and finally bring home some solid points. I'm not sure what's going to happen with this Skalski incident. I've looked back at it. Me and Skalski have talked to each other. I think it's just a bit of an unfortunate one with him having a moment and me being so close behind. And especially with the tyre difference, it's just one of those things.
But again, though, solid points for you both. You must be happy with that. And with Canada next week, how are you looking forward to Canada?
1-2 again.
Uh,
This time we actually bring it home.
I
The walls
I
are
don't
a
know
lot
about
closer,
Canada.
Chappers.
Yeah, I know. That's the thing I worry about because
Nah, we're chilling.
yeah, I love so.
Yeah, but I should also want to make it clear with the Skalski thing, I let him back through to give him the benefit of the doubt in the moment and just then took the position again. So yeah, I just done Jeddah, Max Verstappen, Lewis Hamilton. It is what it is.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today, boys, and we look forward to seeing you next week.
To whom it may concern, fuck you.
Oh, no. Anyway,
Yeah, see you.
let's go to P3 now, and it's
Just
McWilliams.
Before
Oh.
we carry on, I want to say Ule's track record in these races now has been third, second, and first. In the first 3 rounds.
Domination.
So now we're going to see. Surely it's going to be a trail of P0s.
It's going to be 20th.
We're going to see P0 next race, P-1 the next race after that.
Is that just not finishing, or is that just finishing a few laps early?
I mean, that's what you do in bed. Anyway, let's get McWilliams up.
Cheers, Connor. McWilliams, your first podium, P3 around Japan.
Yummers.
You must be over the moon with that one.
I'm absolutely ecstatic, mate. That was something. Going into it, I was thinking, after seeing Tier 1, I was so nervous because I was, like, going into Turn 1, I was going like, oh yeah, there's going to be a massive pileup. And thankfully, I didn't have to worry about that happening because I was too far behind from my horrific start to be in that pileup. That was probably the worst race start I've ever had. And I just kind of sat behind everyone. When that safety car came out, I decided not to pit because I figured just to go for it, let all the guys who are pitting have their little pit stop mayhem where they're all grouped together and they can potentially take each other out. And unfortunately, if you look at it another way, that's what happened between was Skalski and Chappers. And I just kind of inherited P3 from there, and I was in disbelief. I was thinking like, no, surely there's something else. There's someone else in front of me. No, P3. And then in that last lap, I've got it on camera. I got my full reaction to me crossing the line with face cam and everything, which I'm happy about. But it also included my utter panic if you managed to catch it at the last turn. I had so much wheel spin. I genuinely thought I was going to send it in the pit lane before the checkered flag, but thankfully that didn't happen. But this is something I thought for a long time has been very overdue. A lot of the effort I've put in, a lot of questions I've been asking, people like Hamadair and Britton and Rossu, who are great people to be around. It really does build a really positive environment. It's helped me learn a lot. And it's good to see that it's paying off to take my first podium.
Solid points
Yeah,
for the
I mean,
team.
I kind of understand where you're coming from. With my race, I think I went from P7 to P4 in the last lap, so it's just like you avoid all the carnage, and you like they're like, what? Am I actually in this position or what?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was a great result from you. I mean, 15 lap odd hards around Japan.
Ooh.
It's pretty rough. I think I was on hards or mediums on like 80% in the last bit, and I nearly binned it on the last corner as well. But no, I think it did really good to hold on to the end of
Thanks,
the
mate.
race.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think Aston Martin should be happy with that.
Yeah, very
I
happy
think
with
so.
that. And
Yeah.
Japan, done with for you now. Canada's next. Canada a stronger
gonna-
track for you?
Probably not, to be honest. I haven't practiced it much, and I don't like a lot of the really blind apexes. All the grass on the circuit, I just find a bit tedious. If it was tarmac runoff or something, I'd be fine with it. But it just seems really, really unforgiving. But I'll see what it's like when I start practicing it, which will hopefully be later tonight. I'll just go at it again and just keep going at this.
Yeah, well, it sounds good, and we'll be excited to see you in Canada, see what everyone can do over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank you for hopping up here.
All right. Thank you.
And very
Cheers,
well
mate.
raced. Congratulations on P3.
Cheers, mate.
I just want to quickly give out the standings, the provisional standings, I guess. Alfa Romeo and Ule now lead both drivers and constructors. 20 points in the constructors. What's that? It's like brain. 16 points in the drivers.
Ooh.
So quite a big gap in both now. Yeah, Rosu following Ule with 42 points, and then Elsum just behind, 12 points behind Rosu with 30. And Hugendorn still P4, and he dropped one position, even though he finished, what was it, P16?
In the mud.
So yeah, but still higher than all Mercedes drivers.
Mercedes also in the mud.
I also want to state that this race now confirms that Tier 2 is the only championship in Amethyst racing this season where no teams are on 0 points. Every team has
Ooh.
got at least 1 point. At least
Well
with
done.
Ferrari, after that bit of a blunder in the race, they didn't get any more points, but stay with 8, and they're at the bottom of the standings.
Oof, they will not be happy
so,
about that.
Yeah, they look really strong. I think they got a little bit unfortunate with the safety car and maybe a few other factors, but I think just a few driver errors as well really cost them today. But yeah, I mean, it was still an exciting race, and I hope everyone in Tier 2 enjoys watching it back a little bit later on, because there's a lot of action and stuff that you might have missed. So
It was a very, very good race.
it was, and now we've got an hour and a half till a real life race. So it's probably going to be a lot more boring. Not going to lie. So yeah, hopefully we've provided some decent F1 content today.
And we've still got to do it one more time on Wednesday.
Yeah, and I'll get to laugh at you spinning.
My track record is only being spun by Red Bulls so far, so...
Alright, you'll be alright then. Is any of them turning up?
Swan.
Oh.
The guy who spins me.
Well, does anybody else want to come up for an interview?
Davies, you've already been up.
Yeah, you're probably going to see that cringe line that Bottas did. Alright, well, I think we'll wrap up here then.
Yeah,
I think
we'll
that's
wrap it
gonna
up
be
there. Thank you very much. It's been me, Martin.
Me, Ratcliffe.
And we'll
I can
we'll see
only
you on
think of
Wednesday.
that gif now, the spinning rat.
Okay. But yes, we will see you now on Wednesday. Goodbye.
Looking upstairs